Hello everyone, how are you? We have more likes. When you join, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. When you're on the replay, always please let me know that you're here. I love knowing who's watching, and I believe these platforms are a tool of connectivity. So I really, really love being able to know who's here, who's watching, so I can say hello if you've never met me. Hey Jonathan. And when you're watching, if you can, I feel like yesterday what I do is I'd say your favorite color. I feel like today if you could say, hey Justin, if you could say what your favorite food is, I'd be super, super curious what your favorite is. My favorite food, I feel like, probably sushi. I know that's not like a direct food, but probably sushi or pasta, any of those in that realm. They're two different, but anyway, for those of you, hey Sam, those of you who are new, my name is Colleen Gallagher, and what I'm super, super passionate about is empowering people to live an amazing life and understand what the purpose is and just be able to create whatever they desire from it. And so you can go to my website. I have multiple books. I have multiple online programs. But today I'm in the middle of my 31-day live series. So if you haven't caught any of them, today is day 17. Cannot believe we're 17 days through October. Like, how incredible. And every day I'm basically talking about something that broke my heart and then how I turned it into a love story. So when you join and you've never been here, you can also share this. And when you share it on any of your social media platforms and tag me so we know that you share it, my team will enter you in a drawing to win because we are pulling 3 names on October 31st. And the people that we pull, you get my first book, Live Your Truth, signed by me. My third book, An Uncompromised Life, signed by me. My Oracle deck, 2 one-on-one calls with me, and then finally you'll get the second and third person will get 1 one-on-one call with me. And so share it out. Let me know that you're watching so we can do that. And so today what we're talking about is anxiety. And I did a post of it yesterday on anxiety, but I specifically really, really wanted to focus today on ways that I broke my heart, and we all break our heart with feelings of anxiety. And the reason that I'm talking about ways that we broke our heart is my third book, An Uncompromised Life, is about a time where I compromised my character for love. So I pretend that I didn't have needs, I didn't have wants. I pretended like anything really went. Like, it didn't matter what was happening. Like, I just didn't say anything because I was trying to always please the other person, which caused a lot of anxiety. But because of that, God blessed me with an unplanned pregnancy that I didn't know I could have because I had cancer. And they told me it would be really challenging to have children. I wanted that. And so I let the child go. But the name Ella came to me through 3 separate means. And I always knew I wanted to adopt my daughter, or a child, I should say. And I feel like this was the story that God gave me for knowing why I was meant to adopt. And so anyway, sorry, I paused really quick. We want to talk about anxiety, and feelings of anxiety psychologically, anxiety stems from the future. It means that we are imagining a future, we desire a future a certain way, and for whatever reason, that future that we are desiring or feeling is not happening the way that we want it to, or it's like causing us feelings of disruption. And so there's 2 reasons this can happen. One reason, I've never taught this before, but it just released through my Instagram yesterday in a live I did on Tuesday. A lot of times, many of us have feelings of anxiety because we actually are psychic. We are all psychic. And what I don't mean, I don't like a crystal ball of here what we see. What I mean by psychic is that we all have desires, dreams, and a knowing of what we're capable of accomplishing in this lifetime. So we all know that, in a week from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, we all know what we can accomplish. We all know what we can do, and we can see that, we can feel it, we can sense it. Anytime that we consistently are putting ourselves around people, things, or habits, or environments that are not in alignment with what we actually know to be true and we know to be capable for our future, but every time we allow distractions or negativity or toxic things to come towards us, we actually sense that we're disrupting our future with what we currently we're disrupting our current reality that's impacting our future, that we are making decisions in the now that are not going to let us reach where we know that we can go. And so, for an example, when I was dating and I was in an unhealthy relationship, I often would get mad about things that made no sense why I was mad about it. And the reason that I was mad about these things is because I knew that the things that this person was asking me to do, or multiple relationships really, someone was asking me to do something where I knew when I was doing it that it was not empowering me to make the future, to do the things, to say the things, to live the life that I knew was going to allow me to take action to really make the future I knew I was capable of. And it happened a lot, and it compounded over time into something pretty catastrophic. But we all have this happen. We all have this psychic ability where we see our future. We see what we're capable of. But this thing that we're doing now in the present, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. It feels like we're doing something that's not empowering here. And so it causes this feeling of anxiousness, disruption, like in our anxiety, of overthinking, of overanalyzing, of feeling like there's something wrong, feeling like we're placing blame on others, feeling like we're mad, like all these things. But it's just anxiousness because this present moment is disrupting where we know our future could be. So that's one reason of anxiety, and I'll talk in a little bit how to get over both of these. The second reason that we have feelings of anxiety is like we're just sitting here right now and we're like trying to control the future. We're trying to understand, I know that I'm supposed to live an amazing life. Maybe I know, like I knew I was meant to quit my corporate job. I was there for 2.5 years and the other one 8 months. Like I knew, like there was times to me when I knew this wasn't right, but I had no idea what I was going to do to change it. Like it was like this, I shouldn't say I had no idea. I was so afraid to look at what I currently needed to change in my life to make my future reality real. And it was so hard because I'd be like waking up, going to work. I'd go into sales meetings. Like I would be like out at a bar, or whatever that was. And I would be like massively panicking, like having this major anxiety, like panic attacks, because I was doing things now, trying to understand how to control my future. I wanted to live internationally and I didn't know how that was going to happen. And I was trying to control how it was going to happen. We're forcing myself to be in a corporate job, thinking that I maybe had to wait 5 years from 23 to 28 to even have the possibility to live international. And when we do that, we like are forcing ourselves. So I would have been forcing myself to stay in a job just to have a future reality. That causes anxiety because we're trying to control the way that the future is unfolding through us by a means that's not meant for us. So another example I can give of you of this, an anxiety is like, let's say that you know your birthday's coming, or like a Christmas gift, or like, I don't know, like some new piece of clothing is dropping, or some new piece of thing you really want that's going to accelerate your work. You really, really, really want it. And you feel like for whatever reason, maybe you're not gonna have money for it. You're not gonna like be able to. You're not gonna have money for it. You're stressed about it. You feel like you don't know how it's gonna happen. Like you have all these things that you know something's gonna happen in your life. Like you know, here's a great example. You know you're gonna be a multimillionaire. You know that's gonna happen for you. But you want to control the timeline. You want to think that it has to happen in 2 months. It has to happen by this age. It has to happen in this way. And because you're like, I know I'm meant to have $1 million, or I know I'm meant to have this camera, or I know I'm meant to live this life. You know these things, but for whatever reason, you're not trusting God, you're not trusting the world, you're not trusting the universe that it's going to happen. You're trying to control it. And you're trying to control it by not allowing yourself to listen internally to trusting how you're meant to be moving through life, how you're meant to be flowing through life. And so when this continuously happens, you're going to have major anxiety in your body because you have this thing that you know to be true, you feel in your body, but you literally aren't trusting your body and your mind and your intuition to guide you there. Instead, you're trying to show up and force yourself to get there. And so that would cause major anxiety. Anytime anxiety is with this present moment and there's a future reality and you're trying to control the two, or you don't know, like you're not causing a trust and you're not doing the things that you know you need to do to get there. Any of those cause anxiety. And anxiety is like this thing that's in your body and your mind and in your core, like you just feel it. And I've suffered from anxiety for probably 14 years, maybe more. It was something that was in my generational lineage. My mom had it, my grandma had it. Like it's a whole thing that's been had. And so I feel like, I don't know if you are fully healed, especially with psychic abilities from it, but I feel like you are better at understanding this is anxiety. Why is this coming? How do I know to take the action to then rewire to get comfortable in it? And that's how you turn it into a love story. So for an example, this is a really, really good one. Okay, so I knew that I was meant to live international, right? Like I just always knew this was annoying. And so I saved my money for 3 months finally. I left my job and I moved across the world to New Zealand. Now, I had major anxiety when I was on the plane. Like, I was like, holy fuck, like, how is this going to work? How is this going to work? How is this going to work? Instead of trusting that I knew I was meant to do this, and I knew that when I landed in New Zealand, a job would come. Like, people would come. I'd have an amazing experience. Like, I'd have amazing flatmates. Like, there was all these things I knew, but I caused myself anxiety by needing to have the result exactly in front of me instead of enjoying every moment along the journey. And so turning it into a love story is really slowing yourself down. You're feeling anxious, understanding, why am I feeling this? What's really going on? What am I trying to control? Or what actions do I need to take differently? Because this current thing I'm doing right now, this current person, is blocking me from the future I know I can live. And that's how you turn it into a love story, because that's when magic starts to happen. That's when, like, you trust people aren't ever going to be mad at you. You could never fail anyone. No one's ever going to, like, leave you. Like, you're always on this divine plan. And the sooner that you trust that and move into that, the sooner that this anxiety moves into a love story. And so I hope this makes sense for everyone. When you watch it, feel free to leave any questions about it or share your own stories of anxiety, because this is something we all suffer with. I don't want men or women to feel like you're in it alone. We all have it. We all want to know the future. We all want to control what's happening. And the sooner we can know, like, I have a trust that this is true for me and I'm acting in that way, the sooner things will shift. And so, anyways, I said, share this video out when you watch it on your story or on your feed, and just tag me at I am Colleen Gallagher or Colleen Gallagher, and we'll make sure my team reads it so they enter you in the drawing to win. A couple other things: when you watch this and you want to understand this deeper or go into the story a little bit further, my third book, An Uncompromised Life, we are in pre-launch right now. So all you have to do is comment below Uncompromised or message me, and I'll give you the details to order the book. It's super, this book will change your life. It was my most transformational book to date. This happened to me less than a year ago. And it was something that really impacted me so deeply. And it's something that I know will transform me, because I didn't even know that I could hold the capacity of love I have now. I had no idea the capacity of miracles that could happen in the world. I had no idea the capacity you could trust in the world. Like, I had no idea I could ever be a mom, and that's something I always deeply desired. And I didn't know that. And it's like, through this story of abandoning myself, I found this thing. And so message me to pre-order it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And then the second thing is that when you are on this and you want to go through this, you want to go through your journey of anxiety and you want to come out the other side, I have a special for October for my one-on-one coaching. So all you have to do is message me, coach, guide, anxiety, any of those, release anxiety, and I will message you the details so you can enroll with my coaching. And then the last thing is that I have an anxiety meditation. So it really helps you with 3 steps to release anxiety, to reduce it. And then we have a beautiful meditation at the end where I do light language and singing. It's just $19. So I definitely recommend receiving it. Once you get it, you have it for life. And with all updates, so I've updated it 3 times now to make it better every time. And so you have access to that. So anyway, when you're watching, I just want you to know that you are so close for your pain being done. You are so close to moving through your heartbreak. And you are absolutely so close to falling madly in love with this beautiful world, because you are deserving and you are worthy of falling in love in incredible ways that you couldn't even imagine in this moment. So I love you. Have a beautiful day, and tune in for the rest of the days.